Danish man arrested, facing charges in Pattaya drug dealing sting at local hospital coffee shop. 51-year-old Mr. John Finn, whose real name is Oersted Meyer Jensen, was identified by police after the arrest. They have confirmed he is being charged with possession dealing with Category 1 and 2 illegal narcotics. As well as having his assets seized, the bald-headed Dane is facing at the minimum a stiff prison sentence as punishment and possibly a death sentence. A Danish man is facing at least decades-long jail terms or even a death sentence after he was arrested by undercover police at a hospital coffee shop in Pattaya this week in a carefully planned sting operation by Provincial Police Region 2 centered on the pretext of a sex and drugs party. Police later seized property valued at 11 million baht. 51-year-old Danish man, Oersted Meyer Jensen, left handcuffed with Pattaya police after his arrest at a coffee shop at a local hospital, assisting officers searching his apartments where they found a number of young drug addicts. The Dane, also known as Mr. John Finn, is being prosecuted for illegal possession or Type 1 anti-illicit narcotics with intent to sell. Police in Pattaya have arrested a 51-year-old Danish man in the resort city after he was caught in a sting operation planned by police. Details of the arrest were given in the past 24 hours by senior police officers of Provincial Police Region 2. These included Police Colonel Duliafut Techaporn and Police General Nong Mak Thay, the head of the Drug Enforcement Administration for Sakeo Province. Man named by police as Oersted Meyer Jensen. The man arrested by police was named as Oersted Meyer Jensen, also known by the alias Mr. John Finn. It is understood that police are aware that the Dane has been active in the drug trade in Pattaya for the last 6 to 7 years and was increasingly successful. The bald-headed Dane was a known point man for foreigners in the city as well as catering to Thai customers. Following his arrest, police announced that they have moved to seize up to 11 million baht in assets from the European man. Police sources believe that Mr. Jensen had paid for the assets out of his drug trading activities. Undercover police operation led the Dane's downfall, culminating in a meeting at a hospital coffee shop. His downfall, this week, came about after undercover police approached him about purchasing sex party drugs for a forthcoming get-together. A rendezvous with the Danish man was agreed at the coffee shop operated by Starbucks at the Bangkok Pattaya hospital, where the European drug dealer was to hand over the drugs. Police arranged to have other undercover officers at nearby tables of the medical facility observing the Dane's movements and his meeting with the would-be drug purchasers. Bulk of the drugs deal for crystal methamphetamine. The bulk of the proposed drug trade was made up of crystal methamphetamine, a type category prohibited drug in Thailand and one of the most addictive and dangerous. Mr. John Finn was selling the narcotic substance at 1,000 baht per gram. The undercover policeman was seeking 10 grams and had earlier made contact with the European to arrange the deal. The Dane had first told the officer that he would require a 5,000 baht deposit, and this was paid. As part of the deal, the Dane threw in liquid ketamine and other psychotropic substances for the planned orgy. Ordering a coffee was the signal to swoop. The undercover officer had agreed with his accompanying police team that once he was satisfied that Mr. John Finn had the drugs with him, he would rise to go to the counter to order a coffee. That was the signal that led a police team to swoop on the stunned Dane wearing beige pants and red shoes. Handcuffed and placed under arrest, police took him outside where they examined his high-power Honda motorbike. It was one of up to 4 vehicles, including cars, which were later seized by officers, in addition to a house and reportedly 5 to 5 condominium units. Police find drug addicts staying at the Dane's condo. At one of the apartments where the Danish man lived, police found a number of Thai drug addicts waiting for him who appeared to be staying there. At the condo, police retrieved a variety of drugs including 12 grams of crystal methamphetamine, a tablet form of the sex drug Camagra, and 89 grams of liquid ketamine. Criminal charges to be the subject of a criminal prosecution before the Pattaya Provincial Court following his arrest. Pattaya police have announced that the Danish man has been charged with possession of a range of drugs including Category 1 and 2 substances with intent to sell. He has also been charged with distributing certain modern drugs, which is not also an offence under the criminal code. He will be brought before Pattaya Provincial Court. Prospects are grim for the Mr. John Finn. 51-year-old Oersted Meyer Jensen is facing a long jail term given police evidence of his extended activity in the drug dealing trade and based on this week's seizure at the hospital coffee shop as well his apartment in Pattaya. The law in Thailand offers no comfort to the who deal in drugs. Court precedents in Thailand involve life sentences extending to decades in prison, and even the death penalty for the more serious offences are a matter of routine when it comes to the punishment handed down for organised dealing in illegal drugs in Thailand, offer a grim prospect for the accused. The death penalty is often avoided if the accused admits the crime before the final sentence is handed down by the court.